What's up? This is Draco.
And this is Alicia.
And you're now tuned in to OD
Podcast.
Oh,
Period. Reporting live from my kitchen because tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Sweet potato pies, all that I'm living.
Okay.
Callie, baby. Big.
Okay. What? Did you say candy yam, baby?
I said Callie because I had a little Wayne flow in my head. The take everything from her. Yeah, because 2 Chainz and Wayne put out this album called Welcome to Cali Grove.
Cali Grove,
and the whole thing right. I ain't even mad at it. Now so last night I went to the Music Soul Child concert and it got me to thinking. Like, for example, a lot of the artists that we liked when we was growing up, they either fell off because they didn't have many songs. Not music though. Music had several hit albums.
For sure.
But obviously at some point he stopped producing those albums. So in some people's eyes he fell off. But I also think that at some point you just don't have that same impact that you had before, which is fine because the music industry is very it's a lot to keep up with. So anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, so like, for example, okay, Jesus just put out an album. Andre just put out an album. Wayne and 2 Chainz put out an album. And it made me wonder, are those, what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is, does that only matter to us, or are young people checking for it? How do we know?
It's different. It's weird because I do feel like some young people still be checking for Wayne just because Wayne had that much of an impact on the culture. But when it comes to 2 Chainz, I don't think that he's had an impact on this culture the way that Wayne did. And so they don't really check for him.
That's interesting because 2 Chainz is a newer artist than Wayne technically. But the reason why I asked is because I guess I just don't know. Okay, so it just makes me think about when we were kids, and there would be artists, like old school artists, putting out albums and stuff like that. And I used to be like, they still make music, but whole time, like let's say Janet Jackson, right? This is a dramatic example because she's an icon. But I remember when Janet Jackson would put out albums when we were younger, but it would be years since her last album. So I'm like, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
No,
but I just don't know how it's received from outside our audience.
You trying to gauge and see is the generation before us and the current generation, are they listening to that type of music?
Yeah, do that, because even last night Music Soul Child was talking about how younger people are calling him old school, and it made me think, dang, he is old school because our first album dropped 23 years ago. That's a long time. But to me, because I was his core audience when he first dropped, he's always been on my radar. You know what I'm saying? So he never really fell off because I still played with the music he put out. And even though he stopped, or at least his music stopped being as major, I didn't really think of it as who was this guy? I don't know, whatever. Yeah. But he's dropped several albums since his last major, his last biggest hits. But I'm like, dang, if he drops a new album, is it looked at the way I would look at Janet Jackson back in the day, or even Michael Jackson? But obviously I know the Jacksons were icons, but their highest moments were not when I was a kid. It was before that.
Yeah, I think about stuff like that all the time because I'm one of the very few of my friends that listens to a lot of the current music that's out, and I think that partially it's just because I'm surrounded by it, just because of my job, but also I think I just have such a wide palette when it comes to music. And then I feel like in this generation, people are able to be more creative. They're able to be more free. Sorry, my mic keep falling, but they're able to be more free. So I look at artists like Lil Uzi and Playboi Carti and stuff like that. And even though I don't really listen to their albums like that, I do listen to some of the songs. Mm-hmm. But I remember being a kid and people only associating that style, rock star style or whatever, that was only associated with white people. And so it's so crazy to see now that the current rappers are rock stars, all of them. They're considered rock stars. We don't really even have rock groups like that no more, if you notice that.
No, I really do. With the bands in general, we just don't have like you're right, Panic at the Disco, those type of bands, even though they were pop or rock, they still it was just different. Yeah. I don't know how else to explain it.
So I try my best to just kind of stay up on what's current and just like what, what's going on in music. I mean, some of this stuff is ass. I'm not gonna sit here and just act like I just be into all of it. But I
Now,
also
let me ask you this though, because I agree with you. I think a lot of the music that's being dropped is trash, but I think the same could have been said about people that was. It's like I be trying to put myself outside of an auntie mindset and try, because
exactly.
I've expressed in the past like how sexual I think kids are and things like that, and we were sexual too. But I think that the way that they get access to these things is a lot easier. So I'm like, well, is it the same as it was, or am I just in a more mature mind space? Because there's a lot of inappropriate things I would hear and watch and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was. I knew it was inappropriate, but I was just living life. But now I'm like, I would never have my kids like how we used to love to see fights in high school. If it's a fight, I don't want to be nowhere near it. And my nephews and them ain't either. You know what I'm saying?
I've never been the type of person. I mean, maybe in like middle school or something, but even now, like I can't watch fight videos.
Yeah,
Like
me either
I
now. I
literally
feel pain.
cringe.
I can't even watch boxing. I never could watch boxing because I'm like, no, they're going a little bit too hard. But in
Oh
middle school and high school, I would see fights where people took out razor blades, bleach, and I didn't even
no,
think nothing about it.
seriously, like I remember my first week in North Atlanta when I went to North Atlanta. I want to say it was my first or second week, but it was a fight so bad that the news came up there. The girl, and I was on a school bus waiting for it to pull off while it was happening. The girl pulled out a razor blade and cut this girl's face up. I had never
I'm
witnessed
seeing
nothing like
pregnant
that.
girls get into fights. Girls with perms in their head, like the cream still in their head. I was at Shamrock one day for a baby shower, and there was a fight that busted out. And this girl, literally in the middle of Camilton Road, pregnant with relaxer in her head, and I don't know if she was getting beat up. I don't remember, but I just remember thinking like her hair gonna fall out even if she win the fight.
Alicia.
I seen a post one day, and it was like, before you could book your flights online, how were people booking flights? And it just, I don't know if the reason why we knew how stuff was done in the past because we had conversations with people or we read about it. But I'm like, before there was social media, there were other methods of communication. I'm talking about all the way back to the earlier days, you know what I'm saying? The revolutionary period, you know what I'm saying? Slavery. There were methods of communication. Now, they might not have been as instant or as quick, but they actually got the job done. And the thing is, you don't know what quick is until you get something quicker. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think that what people don't realize, or maybe some of the younger people don't realize, is people definitely use the TV and the radio way more frequently than they do now. So like, if there was ever something that happened, like I remember when Aaliyah died, it was like a breaking news banner at the bottom of the TV, no matter what you was watching, or you listen to it on the radio because everybody is tuned in there versus now on social media. If we being honest, if you don't follow these blogs, you might not know what's going on with these celebrities unless one of your
Oh
friends
my
post about
gosh,
it.
that is so true. Even for me, because I mean, I only took like 10 days off of social media, but it was fucking effing me up because I honestly didn't realize how much I got my news from social media. Like I had to download the daggone local news app just so I can get news notifications.
That's actually
Like
funny
that's
because
crazy.
there are people who have a life without social media. And they don't know about
Exactly.
a lot of this stuff, or they'll know about it. They just don't find out about it so quickly. But it's just interesting the way news is consumed because now social media is a primary news source. But it's just funny because even when I think about when we were talking about fights earlier, it might not go viral on social media, but it was going viral through infrared because people's fights they was sharing fight videos from the Nokia infrared sensor, and they would make it all across state lines.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Again, I hate to be one of the people that used to annoy me when I was younger, but I don't know if it's just the people the youth that I'm seeing or what, but I just feel like a lot of people ain't having conversations no more. So every concept is so foreign to the younger crowd that they just don't even understand it. Like I remember hearing about 8-tracks, but I never seen one before. You know what I'm saying? But to
Yeah.
them, the fact of going to a store and buy a CD is so crazy, even though it wasn't that long ago.
So I was watching a lot of I've been watching a lot of health podcasts and just like mental health podcasts and just videos on YouTube from people who have like disconnected from social media and what their life is like outside of social media and stuff like that. And what I'm realizing and the common thing that I've noticed in all the videos is that this generation lives on instant gratification.
Yeah,
And
for
I've
sure.
noticed that, I have probably, well, I know I have for sure, like, adapted that life. Like, you're on TikTok and you will learn something about something or somebody within 30 seconds and you can just scroll on to the next thing. Like, it's literally
Yes,
that easy. Like,
and I see comments all the time. Like, let's say you watch a video on TikTok where it's like you learn something new. Oh, TikTok has taught me more than I have in high school and college, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, I don't know if that's a fair statement to say. Yes, you learned something that you did not learn in school, but there is also a curriculum and there is no way to cover everything. And I also remember having professors, at least in college. I do feel like the more details I learned about stuff was because I went to college. And I had professors that would encourage us to read books or do our own research and certain stuff like that. So to say that you
yeah,
learn more from TikTok, I don't know if that's necessarily fair either, because a lot of things you also learn by talking to people and reading and stuff like that.
yeah,
But I remember there was a time where YouTubers thrive off long format videos. Like you could have a 2-hour video or whatever the case is. And now it's like, it better be 30 minutes or less or you're going to lose their attention span. And it's like, now it's 3 minutes or 10 minutes or less when you come to TikTok. So it's just interesting. But you're right, it's that instant gratification. And if you never had to like it's almost like there's no patience. And I was thinking about, as someone that is hoping to retire early as soon as possible. When I think about the future workforce, people are not going to college, which is fine. You should do what you want to do. But they're not earning these skills. They're all becoming, if everybody's a content creator, who is doing my taxes? And sure, it can be done online through a tool, but if you have something complex like I do, you might need somebody to really go through with their expertise and make suggestions. Or who's mounting my TV, or who's doing it. It's like everybody is working a gig, and they're not really
yeah.
focused on life, and that's fine. Again, because I'm somebody that definitely will not be working in corporate America for the rest of my career. But I do see less and less people. Like you talk to kids and ask them what they want to be when they grow up, and they literally say they want to be a YouTuber. And I'm like, is that the new rapper? Like, I don't know. It's just
It can be. You know what's so crazy? I've done well for myself just by doing makeup, but I also realized that like with this strike, what has opened me up, and it's like, damn, I probably need to get like a secondary and a third option for a career or just add on to my businesses to make more money, because that really messed me up. Like that strike really messed me up. Now the strike is off, and like literally the next day after the strike I started getting booked every day.
that's
But
crazy. I'm glad you
I
did though.
mean, like literally I've been working every day since the strike has been over. The strike has been over. But something like that just really proved to me like, dang, I need to have other options. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's something that's like an online course that I can sell, a workbook that's not a workbook, but like a guide on how to like steps on becoming a professional makeup artist or whatever the case may be. Little stuff like that. YouTube, um, even DoorDash. I mean, all type of stuff. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
some
saying?
kind of income. Yeah, and it don't have to be a lot of money at once, but it's something.
It's
Because think
something.
about
Yeah.
it, if you sell a course, let's say you make $500. How many tanks of gas is that? That you
Listen.
wouldn't have had to but I agree with you. I definitely think that maybe not everybody, but if you can, just look into different streams of income. But I think also everybody rich with no money, everybody millionaire. So if it ain't a million, if it ain't 6 figures, it ain't nothing, which could be discouraging because now people starting businesses and feeling like a failure because they're not making X amount of money. But I agree with you. I definitely think it's good, and even DoorDash. I like y'all know I don't did Uber Eats before, but I definitely think it's helpful to and starting little gigs like that builds your skill set. So even if it's not extremely lucrative today, doesn't mean it won't be lucrative tomorrow, and doesn't mean that it might not connect you in other aspects to something else that you might not be thinking about. But I definitely think you should do that. I came across a girl on Twitter today who sells makeup courses. She has become.
Yeah, I want to do that actually.
Yeah, and it's just what she's known for apparently now. And people were saying like they went from not knowing how to do makeup at all to getting her course, which was just $18, to like now really know how to beat their face. And I think that's really cool because $18. I mean, I don't know what your price point is going to be, but when I think about $18, I think about a bunch of people. They're like, oh, I can get that even if they don't use it. But if I see a course for $500 or $600, like some of these weird girlies, I'm just gonna go on YouTube. But if you structure it in a way that makes people interested in learning more, like maybe if you just do basics on brows or whatever, I just think that could be a good way to retain an audience and to make more money, even if it's slower, because it's even though it's less money per transaction, you open up that opportunity for other people to access it. Like
I
I
have
bought
a
people
pen.
recipes.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I bought people's recipes before, and it was like $4, and I never used them. But if they
Yeah.
was selling a cookbook for $50, you think I was buying it? Absolutely not.
See, and I have a plan for that. Like I definitely feel like I can be very lucrative in that field because I just booked my flight home for Christmas, and I realized that I'm going to be in Atlanta for 2 freaking weeks, and I'm not bringing my makeup. I'm sorry, I'm not. Like I'm just not. I always be like,
Now you
maybe
said
I
that
bring.
before.
I know, but last year I realized that first of all I overpacked, and I was staying in between Zay and my sister's house, and that was just a lot to keep up with. So I'm just gonna try to pack as lightly as possible, meaning that I'm gonna leave my makeup at home.
Yeah, no, I don't
So,
blame you. And you
but I
want to
still want to
truly
make
enjoy
money, so
being
that's why I'm
home,
like, I
right?
really need to start companies. Huh?
I was gonna say, but you still want to enjoy your time while you're here. If it's, if you get to the point where you
Exactly,
getting bookings, it's like, dang, did I even have a break?
exactly. And it's like I remember working at Mac. I would have paid vacations and paid time off. I don't have that, so it's like I have to. So I got to replace that with something. So, I'll figure that out soon. I actually am setting up a meeting as we speak. That's why I'm on my phone. I have a girl who reached out to me. She used to be, I think she was like an assistant for Pretty Hustle or something like that, but she is working in financial planning. She working with like entertainment professionals and business owners, and she hit me up and said that she wanted to have a call to see if she could help me out with something, which I could really use that. I've become
Yeah.
very, 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 very responsible with my money over the years. Like even when it comes down, like before, I used to just buy clothes without even thinking about it. But like now I have to overanalyze every single thing. Like, is this something that I'm gonna be able to wear a lot or all the time? Like, is this something that is very noticeable if I rewear it? What's the material given? So now I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't
quality over
spend money on
quantity.
quality over quantity, but I still want to be stylish. So I'm just buying like a lot of basics that's like fashionable, but very simple stuff that I can rewear, mix and match, stuff like that. But I still have a lot of work to do with spending money because, like, I'm the type of person where I'll leave the house and spend $100, and I don't know what I spend it on. Like, I probably just bought like a few things from CVS, got a coffee and something else, and next thing you know, I'm like, damn, I just spent $120 and I only been out of the house for an hour.
Yeah, I
So
definitely think that's important for you to do. Actually, do you know how much you make per year?
it varies. It goes up and down. It just
Well,
depends.
the reason why I ask because I think that I know a lot of people that have done freelance work or they're entrepreneurs in general, and they genuinely don't know how much money they make a year off their business because of expenses and the way money is brought in. It's not like you can just go pull up on your pay stubs and be like, oh, okay, this is how much I make, or you don't get like a W-2 per se. But I think
Yeah.
that'd be really important so you can maybe make budgets in the future for certain things or really know what your worth is, so you can be like, oh, well, if this is how much I made this year, like with this financial person. Then next year, you could just set like little goals that are a little bit more realistic. And then even with your expenses, especially since tax season coming up, because baby,
Oh,
the expenses are
listen.
expensive this year.
Yeah, I don't really have time for that, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what? Hold on, wait, perfect. Talk you in. Okay, yeah, I just set up a meeting with her for next Friday, so I will be getting that in order. Getting me another stream of income, and I'm trying to really monetize off of making these videos. I said I was gonna start today, but I feel like I look crusty. I don't know.
You
Could
don't
I
look
do a
crazy
skin
like your
company?
authentic self.
That's very true.
You don't. I mean, if you put out perfection, that's what people gonna expect. So then when you have a down, they be like, "Oh, y'all seen Draco?
Uh,
He
I got
needs some
some.
hair grafting."
I got some. Okay. Uh, I have a lot of skincare products that I want to review for TikTok. and I know that the videos could possibly go up. That's why I'm like, I need to just set a
Please
day.
do. I want to know what's in them kids.
What kids? Oh yeah,
When you be getting all that free stuff, I like watching those videos to know what the products are and what they do, because I know that's them marketing to you, but I want to know too. Like, I just ordered
yeah.
some of that one size spray today because Sephora finally had a travel size. I'm like, all right, I'll take that.
That stuff is sold out. But let me tell you something. This is not paid promotion. One size do send me a lot of products, and let me tell you something. Not one of them they sent me I don't use. I use
They
every
said
single
Beyonce used that once on that setting spray on her tour.
spray. Yeah, that's why she didn't. The DC show, she got rained on and it didn't move. Like her makeup didn't move.
Okay, I just realized we don't got to talk. I ain't even talked about the Black Business of the Week.
Go ahead, Pooh.
Let me tell you about this spot. Okay, so if you go to an obscure location, you're not gonna really believe somebody if they say the food good. Like, for example, if somebody tell you the best soul food they ever had was in Dahlonega, Georgia, you be like, no, it ain't. Stop lying, because you expect soul food to be wherever the black folks at. It's where your people at.
Yeah.
But let me tell y'all something. One day, I was Googling, and I came across this black-owned soul food restaurant in Marietta, Georgia. Okay, right across from
come on.
Andretti. So I said, the reviews look straight and the food look like black folks cooking it. You know what I'm talking about too. Not like Mary Max.
Yeah.
It's a little sloppy a little bit. Baby, I
Okay.
went to this place called RC Southern Cooking. I swear to God, this might be my favorite soul food restaurant. It's just so authentic and they so hood. I'm talking about mouthful of goals. So I know they from Bankhead. They ain't even got to tell me where they from. I know they from Bankhead. I know it. And it's in like a little ashy looking plaza. It's got burglar bars, baby. I ain't lying to y'all. I had a fish platter from them one time with the mac and cheese. I had some cabbage. I've had everything they got up in there. Everything. Even they sides, they desserts. Okay. So the place called RC's Southern Cooking. It's at 1516 Roswell Road, Marietta, Georgia. If you follow them on Instagram, they post their menu every day. Let me show you the menu, Draco. This how many food items. This is a huge chalkboard, by the way, like in the classroom. They be having so many random things. It'll be spaghetti, ribs, fish fry, chitlins. They dressing is an entree, not a side. It's like, and it's a chalkboard, literally. Anyway, the prices are very reasonable. They like very real, very down to earth. So don't go in there thinking you need to just be yourself.
Yeah.
It might catch. I'm actually shocked that they thriving in Marietta acting how they act up in it. But the food is so good, and I don't know if they still take orders, but they definitely doing catering for holidays. Maybe if you need full service, they offer that. But if also you just want like a tray of dressing, a tray of mac and cheese, whatever. But I've had everything that's side in there and their fish, and I ain't had nothing I don't like yet. That's a fact. The fish season's so good, y'all. But anyway, yes, RC Southern Cooking in Marietta. I strongly suggest checking out their Instagram so you can take a look at some of the food they offer, so you can see the menus and you can see how real they are. Okay, wink, wink. Okay, so shop talk today. We got a couple things. So
let go.
Cassie filed an explosive lawsuit against Diddy based on sex trafficking and several other things that she detailed about her relationship while she was with him. And I believe everything. Okay. I know last week I was talking about Keke Palmer and her baby daddy and just being with someone that's abusive. And with the Cassie thing, she was with him for 11 years?
Yeah,
and he really took her youth from her. He was with her since she was 19. But anyway, she detailed a lot of things like abuse, sexual assault, threats, thievery, verbal abuse. I mean, intimidation. And it was crazy and sad at the same time is even the public knew these things about Diddy. It was like one of those open secret type of situations. And it's actually really sad. And what's even sadder is that people would try to discredit. I'm really tired of people thinking that people not abusive. It's so many people, bro. If I'm not mistaken, I think I read that 1 in 4 women have been abused or sexually assaulted. I cannot remember, but it's so freaking common that y'all should stop just being shocked when people come out with this type of stuff. I know so many people that are popular, and I'm only saying popular because a lot of my people that I see know them, that have done something disrespectful, like sexually assaulted or been abusive to one of my friends. It be people I see on social media, I be like, it pissed me off because I'm like, do they even know? Some
Yeah.
people do be knowing. People absolutely be knowing what their homeboys be doing, and they excuse it, or homegirls if we being real. But it's some people that I be seeing online. I'm like, bro, he did my friend dirty. He did this, and I know it happened because number one, this one of my close friends, and I know they wouldn't make up something like this out of the blue, especially just given my relationship with them in general. But it's so many abusive people. It's so many people in abusive relationships, and it's not always outside looking in. It's like, why don't you just leave? But when people have money, they have power. And then in the music industry, somebody like Diddy has so much power that who you gonna run to and they gonna believe you and protect you? Like, this man got enough power to make people disappear. The man blew up Kid Cudi's car. Okay, and
And
anybody
I
that can
just
set up
found
something like
out
a
about
movie.
it recently. I didn't know that.
I didn't know about it either. I had no clue. And then Kid Cudi confirmed it. And it's just really sick because I don't think people realize, and people always talk about how evil Hollywood is and how evil the industry is. But I
Yes.
need people to realize that when you have money, people will do anything for you. Look at R. Kelly. He had so many people around him that was like helping him be abusive, helping him like mess with these young girls, covering for him. And all them end up confessing or saying whatever they had to say, getting charged, etc. So it's no shocker that the man accused of having Tupac killed and possibly Diddy too is capable of doing these things. It's just a shocker that it took so long for it to come out. And I know people were trying to say like Cassie is greedy for suing for 30 million, but to me, somebody like Diddy, you got to hit him where it hurts. Number one. And when they broke up, what
Yeah.
did she have? And some of my friends are trying to say like, I'm sure she didn't want for nothing. Da, 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 da. It ain't about that. It ain't about that because number one, she pretty much was a one hit wonder, and I doubt she got anything off of that song. So when she breaks up with this man, finally in her probably 30s, what does she have besides popularity and a haircut that she ain't even want? It's like one of those things where it's like you got to. And I also saw this video where they were talking about how her filing the lawsuit was smart because it kind of creates accountability. So if she accused him of doing these things and something happened to her, you can probably tie it back to this versus her like
Yeah,
coming
for
out on
sure.
social media being like, "Hey y'all, I just want to detail what happened between me and Diddy." He can
Yeah.
discredit her, he can silence her, do whatever, and then that's it. But if you file a lawsuit, and apparently because she filed the lawsuit on the basis of sex trafficking, that allows the police to open up an investigation.
Yeah.
I am here for the Diddy going down train. Carisha, I don't really know how.
Run. Just
Well, my
get away.
thing is, run. I feel like, and I don't know, obviously, but I feel like Carisha's one of them people that's like, I mean,
I know exactly what you're gonna say, and I feel the same way. But I will hope that she realize how serious this is, and she
and get
removes
on,
herself from
especially
this.
right now, because I feel like it
That could
probably
that can mess up her career. To be honest,
literally, if she hasn't already, because even when I think about Cassie said that her and Diddy would have something called F-offs where he would have these dudes, but I'm like, Young Miami be talking about F it Fridays with Diddy. Is that the same thing? I'm just saying, is it? We just don't know because I feel like him with Carisha is the first time he's really been public. I mean, people knew he was with Cassie, but it was not like how he is with Carisha. And I feel like with Carisha, whether it's a real relationship or not, it's definitely one of those let me clean up my image type of situations. But it just makes me wonder, even with some of the side conversations him and Young Miami have had, I highly doubt somebody like Diddy would just clean up their ways because they with a new young rapper. I don't know. But, I hope that she chooses the best path for herself and leave with something.
As for me, what's so crazy is that just the way I grew up, like how I grew up, a lot of stuff that is considered abuse growing up, I really didn't know that it was abuse. I mean, and I'm just being real. Like now, obviously I know like domestic violence, like if somebody's hitting on you and stuff, but certain things like verbal abuse and like whoopings and all type of stuff like that, I really didn't look at as abuse. Like I didn't look at, but that's because it was so normalized. So now that I'm an adult,
I didn't either, even though I heard it was abuse.
it still didn't like register to me like that. It was something wrong with that. And so it's a lot of different things. Because even with me, I had to have a realization with myself because I'm just like, people always be like, have you ever been molested before? And I'm like, no. And even though I still don't feel like I have been in situations that I'm like, that actually was something that I probably
have too. And with an adult witness.
You see what I'm saying?
And in places where it should never happen, and I just kept it to myself because of the I guess stuff that I've never ever talked about with nobody ever, and
Me too.
it's stuff that I kept to myself because of like the type of negative reaction. So I'm like, number one, nobody gonna believe me. Number one, because of my personality, they're gonna think I probably asked for or wanted it. And now I've never been promiscuous per se, and I don't even mean to use that word, but because I'm a very extroverted person, I'm goofy, I'm social. Maybe I just misunderstood, or maybe I just gave off the wrong impression or something like that. But I've absolutely been violated before and play in public places by grown folks when I was young. And but people just don't, it's just so easy for people to be like, oh, why say something now? But maybe she was afraid. I mean, Cassie's finally moved on. She's married. She's got 2 kids. She's seen a lot of other people going down for stuff. Let's not act like we finally in a climate where victims can speak up.
Yeah.
Because that was not the case, not even 10 years ago.
It's just all weird. And it's just like, even when it came down to like Bill Cosby and all this other stuff, these are people who I grew up and was always told that these are the people to be like. Like these are
even though
like
Bill Cosby was rude and disrespectful, he used to call us thugs. Remember that?
But everybody was just, oh, you got to be like the Cosby family. Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Like you would never.
They were the model family.
Never think that. So even with me, it took me a minute to just process. Like, dang, Bill Cosby really was doing that to people, or he really. I mean, just because these people have these images does not take away from the fact that they could be terrible people behind the scenes. And as simple
honestly,
as that
with
sounds,
that image, they're probably more likely to be them kind of people because they got a point to prove. Make you think
now I'm seeing, and I know that's so simple and easy to say out loud, but just because
I get it.
A lot of these people I've had encounters with, and I've had great experiences with them, but I'm just like, dang, I would not even hope, that. They were capable of doing stuff like that, but people are terrible people.
People are terrible people.
I've never, and you know what's so crazy? I've always heard like Diddy gay rumors, but that was it. I haven't heard anything else, and I was too young to even pay attention or care about the stuff that was going on, like with J-Lo when he had had the court case with her. I didn't even know what was going on.
I didn't even know. I just learned recently that he had her arrested. What's that about?
I didn't read the story all the way, but
yeah,
you was looking at the Rolling Stone article.
No, I was on TikTok. It was people compiling all the stories into one with articles and stuff
Rolling
like that.
Stone said we just gonna put it online, so they got a whole link of all the times where Diddy got arrested or was in some trouble or drama, and it was just like a list. I was like, oh my god.
And it's like open secrets. I mean, think about it. People been saying stuff forever, but obviously as regular consumers, there's not a lot of power that we got in that. But it's even more reason for people to stop.
Be having so power to, and I hate that. And that makes me even look at like wanting to be rich differently.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying? Like that makes
how they always say you can't be an ethical billionaire because it's like there's no way you did the right thing by everybody to get to this point. You had to sacrifice people, you had to step on backs, you had to violate, and it changes you. Think about it. You got enough money to make whatever happen.
Yeah,
literally.
You could do whatever you want, and now people saying like we need to look more deep into Kim Porter. Now, granted, when Kim Porter died,
talking about that though.
When Kim Porter died, I did hear stuff like, and I don't know if you remember. I ended up going to, I didn't go to her funeral, but I went down there to do makeup. Diddy had hired a whole bunch of makeup artists to come do the guests for the funeral. It was real crazy.
Not you got a Diddy check.
I did. But like during that time, I was hearing stuff like, "Oh, this was not an accident. This was something that was planned, happened on purpose. She was trying to expose him, come out with a book, and something happened to her."
I'll be sure said it. Her own ex-husband.
And I'm like, this ain't helping the case, especially with me, because now I really believe it, and it sucks.
And then
and Diddy is such a big piece of like my childhood, just all around. Like I could not escape him. I mean, from making a band to Total to work, all these people that I've listened to growing up that was under his label, Danity Kane, Day 26. Like he's a part of my childhood for real, like all the way up until recently. So he's
like one of the most powerful, most prominent names in hip hop in music.
This man
Period.
had 9 names. He had people wearing voter dye shirts. He
And then we
had
still lost the election.
exactly. He was one of the first people that I can remember that was like giving urban but with a mohawk. And he was like one of the dudes that made Giddy nails done cool. Like it was so many different things that Diddy was like known for, and just this is just weird. It
No,
feels
you're right.
very evil.
But you know what? It's
And the
because
fact that nobody came out in his defense says a lot too.
well, some people did.
Because it was the people who were
Slim
signed
Thug.
Bad Boy.
No, the people
And
signed the
what
Bad
happened
Boy
with
was
Slim Thug?
lit.
Because I had seen something
He
like that.
basically was saying she was lying and she broke.
Oh
She broke.
yeah. Okay, I saw that, and they were saying that he
That video
admitted.
made me hate beards. Because his beard looks
And
very.
apparently they were saying that Slim Thug had a baby by his cousin. He cheated on Latoya Luckett with his cousin and had a baby by her.
I wouldn't be surprised. All these people are sick. Kevin Gates even said he had sex with his cousin, so I'm not surprised. You know, it's just a shame. And it was
Blueface brother said they mama taught him how to eat cat.
oh my God.
What?
Jim Jones said his mama taught him how to kiss. You know what I'm saying? People household be
abuse
different.
that we didn't even know there was abuse
No,
going on.
really. And then we're seeing this or hearing this from very mature ears. Like we actually are in a position to deduce from the information we're getting. We're in sorry, y'all, I'm literally recording and making sweet potato pie.
See, we love a multitasking
So if
queen.
I'm like away from the mic, I just gotta get this potato mashed before it gets too cold.
I'm over here making a Black Friday cart for some clothes and some makeup.
I feel you.
But it's all going on Klarna because that's just how I am.
Oh
I
my
can't.
God.
I don't like to spend all my money at one time. But
I don't even think about it, child.
it's a website, a clothing brand called Entire Studios that sells very quality what would you call loungewear. So it's like a mixture of Skims and Yeezy, but at a lower price.
Skims and Yeezy
like
the same thing.
Huh? Yeah, I mean, if I'm being real, Entire Studios is the same thing, but they just have like a whole variety. Like they have a whole section called like uniform, and that's just their basic line, but it's like American Apparel times 40.
Okay.
And the quality is way better. And the designers follow me on Instagram, so I wish they would send me some stuff. But
you should see if they want to collab. Shoot.
I just seen that they did a collab collection with Kylie. I said, oh, I definitely don't have a chance now.
First of all, that's not true. You literally don't know what their budget is and how you know they're not looking for smaller influencers.
This is true.
Stop discounting yourself.
You're right.
I gotta be like, wow, we wanted to work with you, but we weren't sure how you felt about a makeup artist collaboration. You just don't know. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
This is
true.
Kylie
Jenner ain't even. She was a teen mom. Just and speaking of sexual predators, Tiger. But anyway, man, I just, it's just really when you become an adult, it's like when you become an adult and you realize your favorite aunt and uncle are terrible people. You start to be like, it's like, dang, man, you a kid. You really don't have the capacity to understand some stuff. You just here for the vibes. You're just trying to have fun. So when you hear these certain things, it's so disappointing.
You saying that out loud is very triggering and true. It hurts though, because it's like,
it's applicable to me too. Because there's some people I looked up to, and I'm like, oh, you are awful. Wow, yeah. You are actually the root of all these problems. Okay,
I've had. I'm not gonna say who, but I've had a person in my family. So I got this trait from my mom. My mom always had like red eyes, and that was just because she had hay fever and allergies real bad, and it has passed on to me. And now that I'm getting older,
red
it gets
eyes,
worse.
not like you don't mean like red, like you mean like your eye, like the white part.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Like
sorry,
her eyes were always red, so she would always have to keep eye drops, and now I have to do the same thing. Like I smoke weed too, so that makes it worse. But at the time, I think I had just started smoking weed, but I didn't smoke that much. But my eyes were always red. I literally got accused by 2 people. At one time, I got double teamed by 2 people in my family, and I kid you not, this happened. they accused me of being on X pills because
Oh my.
and it was so dramatic because they accused me of being on X pills, and the way that they brought it to me is because they said that a lot of the gay people that they know do ecstasy, so they was putting me in that category for them. And I'm like, damn, if you only knew that I've never done no drug ever, like I've never even taken a
And
pill
ecstasy
before,
is so
like
specific.
especially
Like
not no damn
what?
X pill.
Why it couldn't be
They was like
weed?
X pills, blah blah blah. These same two people, these same two people, these same two people that ran down on me like that, I've literally, and I promise you I'm not exaggerating, I've caught them both on multiple occasions doing crack. Not
Okay.
cocaine, a crack pipe with a rock in it and a lighter on multiple occasions. And the X pill is what you trying to, but you
But you know what
literally on.
though? He who is without sin cast the first stone. People are like that though. They always fishing and looking for the wrong in you and don't ever look within. It's a cold world we live in. Once you reach that level of maturity that you realize there are more bad people than good, it'll be easy to navigate life. I used to really live life through the lens that most people had good intentions, and boy was I wrong.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, and I'm learning it every single day. Every
Do
single day
you?
I'm learning that people just no matter how good they present themselves, they are bad people sometimes. Sometimes.
People
Now I'm not
be
saying that's the case for everybody,
fishy. They
but people
literally
be
be having
weird.
ulterior motives. It's sick. That'd be their first. It's like what we talked about in the last episode. Okay, so next up, I wanted to talk about. First of all, I don't know what my next message was about the Cassie and Diddy. It's just really sad, and I just pray for her safety because given the articles and stuff I've come across, people be dying behind this one person.
Yeah. Like people
Doctors, ex-husbands, like what?
I've heard it. I heard this. I've heard some crazy things about Justin Bieber. Not saying that he was in it, but people were trying to get him involved in some stuff.
With
And
Diddy?
I don't know if it was with him, but I'm not surprised. But
I was about to say, you know what's ironic?
what?
Diddy had his hands in early Usher. And Usher
I mean,
absolutely said that Diddy
it could
exposed him
have
to some
been.
stuff that he couldn't understand yet, and he would never send his kids over there looking back.
This is crazy to even think because, like, I used to hear stuff like this all the time, and I would be like, "There's no way that nobody is getting away with this." And now that I watch certain shows and
It be happening.
I'm like,
People be getting away like they never got before.
The story about Justin Bieber that I remember was something to the extent of like he went to a party. They were trying to get him to be a part of. It was like some little Hollywood Hills party. They were trying to get him to be a part of something similar, or was the Illuminati, or something close to it. And he had to do some very strange things with another man and some other things going on. Now, I don't remember who was involved, but me listening to these Diddy stories, I'm just like.
Nothing is impossible.
So yeah, apparently that happened. He declined, and he apparently the guy who they were trying to get to him to do stuff with is missing and unalive allegedly, and that's why he started hanging out with that one pastor dude. If you remember, he was like literally walking the streets with a pastor at one point.
Yeah, I remember. And he was in the swimming pool with him. Yeah, man. And the thing about the music industry, this is not like your 9 to 5. It's like you want to make it so bad so you can. Artists do not be rich. And if you want to be rich, you got to be willing to do some rich behavior. It's really sick. I just want to be out the way. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be popular. I don't even like going viral. Going viral is anxiety inducing. It's too much. It's too much. So I can't imagine that being my notifications all day, every day.
I'm low key getting over that fear though, because I don't mind it just because, like I said, I've always been on social media, so I don't mind it. And I've gotten used to the hate comments because I've been getting that early on. And I went through that phase already. I don't like it either, but I mean, it's normal. I realize that a lot of those people who write those comments are literally just miserable at home. They ain't got nothing else better to do. But I'm building a healthy relationship with social media, working out, and food. So I'm working on it.
Well, I haven't been to the gym.
I almost cracked last night though, I ain't gonna lie. I was so hungry and I was so tired because I ended up taking a last minute client. And my client one of my clients, she books me like 3 times a week now. But the problem is that she has a lot of stairs. Like once you get to her house, she has a lot of steps. So I have to carry all my makeup bags and my chair and my light up all those stairs and then carry down. So I'll be tired. That's one thing I hate about LA is that people be having nice houses, but the steps though, like why do I have to walk? You know how your old place was when you walk in, you have to go upstairs to get in there.
Yeah, which is
That's how it
annoying,
was.
but yeah, I get it. Shoot, I feel like
So
that now. Even though I can enter through the downstairs, I gotta go upstairs if I got some other stuff.
So me having to do that all the time, I just be so tired. But I told myself that I was just gonna eat in and cook and just eat healthier. But last night I almost gave in. I almost got me a lobster grilled cheese, but I didn't feel like going there to get it.
Well, I didn't go to the gym at all this week, and I should have because I had Friendsgiving on Saturday, and
It's all good. Just don't go Friday because she gonna be
what's funny
packed.
is my gym, my gym is our classes be an hour, and they having a 2-hour class tomorrow morning. I said, oh, them folks making room, but who finna be in there? Not me. Okay, let's move on to this Halle Bailey situation. So Halle Bailey went on social media and made a video complaining about this nail salon she went to, which she says she has been a loyal client to for how long, y'all? Weeks.
3 weeks.
I said, now Halle, BFFR, girl. So basically, y'all, she been going to this salon for weeks, literally her words. And this particular time, her and Chloe were going, she was there, but Chloe was late. I think it was beyond 15 minutes. The lady's like, listen, we booked up. We have a lot of clients. And Holly's like, booked up? Ain't nobody in here, which don't mean nothing. That doesn't mean you're not booked up. That just means that you have clients on the way and they have appointments. So I guess, long story short, the lady was like, listen, I can't see your sister because we got clients. And Halle thought somehow because of her multi-week loyalty that they were going to, and probably celebrity, that they were going to make an exception about her sister being late. Then also tried to pull the race card. I'm like, you've been around DDG too long. You got to go. But yeah, then the lady...
Actually, the person that said something about it first. And then she followed up with that video because nobody knew about it. He posted and said, I want y'all to go on Yelp and give this nail salon 1 stars because they was racist to my girlfriend.
Yeah, and that's what the lady who's Russian made a video, said that she started getting threats, which I'm not surprised. DDG has a huge audience, totally different from the Bailey sisters audience. But yeah, it was leaving terrible. I just think that's so irresponsible, honestly. Even from a non-celebrity perspective, time is money, and anybody should know that being from the entertainment industry. But I think it's very disrespectful and distasteful stuff. Now, if something happens to this lady, if her business is vandalized or whatever could happen, it's literally their fault, and she could sue them. Literally could sue them for harassment.
So I just experienced something recently, and I'm gonna talk about it just because I don't care. So I had a client that is a friend of a friend. I met her through one of my friends, and I've been doing her makeup for maybe like a year now. My friend's friend, and so we have a good relationship. Like when we only see each other when it's time for me to do her makeup. So it's not like I talk to her outside of that. We just have a work relationship, and so she's comfortable with me. I'm comfortable with her. Boom, bada boom, whatever. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I require all my clients to make an appointment with me. Like you can literally just text me sometimes. If I have the availability, I'll put it on my calendar right then. Like I won't require you to just, go through my email, go through my booking manager, it's not that serious, especially if I know you like that, So she does
Let
this
your manager
thing.
hear this.
He know this. I tell him this all the time. And it's biting me in the ass. So now it's like I need to just let him do his job. So me being the friend that does this for my people that my clients that come to me often, or my friends, she'll hit me up and she'll book an appointment, but it'll be like the day before or something like that. So this particular day, she told me she needed me to do her makeup a week and a half in advance. So I'm like, okay, cool. I can do you that day, but we need to figure out a time because I do have appointments already. So when I get home and I get some time, I'm going to call you and we'll figure out a time. And so she was like, matter of fact, I'm gonna need you the day before as well. So put me down for that day. So she booked two makeup appointments.
Mm-hmm.
So the days started coming closer to the appointment, and I called her. So her appointment was that Friday. I realized that we still didn't have a time on Tuesday. So Wednesday morning at like 11:30. Keep in mind, she lives in Houston, so the time difference is probably like 2 p.m. where she at. I called her. No response. Text her, no response. And I said, in the text message, I said, hey, what time did you want to get your makeup done tomorrow? And we have to set a time for Friday as well. You think this girl called me back? She didn't even show up for the Thursday appointment at all. Didn't call me, didn't text me back, nothing, right? So in my head, I'm like, okay, she must either didn't get to LA or like didn't come here, or she didn't need me no more.
Or
Because
something
you booked
happened to
2
her.
appointments. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so I didn't think nothing of it. Friday come around, still no response. But at this time, I paid it because you didn't even show up yesterday. So in my head, I'm like, you're not going to show up today either.
Right.
And so her friend who I met her through, her assistant made appointments for her that day. So I had a set time for her already. But I had
the
another.
assistant and the girl have their own appointments.
Okay. The girl who made the appointment, who I'm telling the story about, I met her through my friend, who was also my client.
Got it.
And
Okay.
she has an assistant that booked an appointment for her. She had her assistant call me and like, hey, she needs an appointment for this day. So she had already had her shit locked in.
Mm-hmm.
So the day of comes and I'm busy. Like it's a big thing out here. So I'm very busy. I have booked 5 clients. Do you not know? The event started at 6, Alicia. This girl started blowing my phone up at 4:30 p.m.
No.
How far are you? Where you at? And I'm like, I haven't heard from you. I said, scroll up and look at the text messages because obviously I've been trying to get in contact with you to get a time.
Right.
And we didn't set one. But she's taking it as like, oh, I always I've been told you about this. I booked my appointment before all these people.
Okay, but girl, now she pulling that.
You didn't though. Like you did tell me that you needed me, but you can't try to blame that on me because I reached out to you to try to.
Right. Don't be talking about how you always book with me because you did me a no call, no show, and I don't just hang around for fun.
And I told her that. That was my next thing I said. And then you booked an appointment yesterday and didn't show up. Oh well, my dad died.
Well, you need to be grieving.
And so I'm just like, okay.
And how would you have known that?
Because we don't even follow each other on social media. Let me start there. We don't even follow each other on social media. So I don't know what she be doing. So I'm like, I'm not supposed to. How do I know that? Or how am I supposed? It was just a mess. So long story short, she communicated with the friend, our mutual friend, and realized that I'm still going to do her makeup and her friend because her friend was there. She booked 2 appointments at one time. And called me back or texted me back and was going off on me and was just like, you know what? I'm never going to contact you again in my life and block me.
That's actually delusional.
Like she started going off.
Like, take some accountability, for real. You know what I hate? I hate when people act like that because it really is them knowing they effed up, but they don't want to take accountability for it. Like, you know you was dead wrong. I don't hang around. Time is money. That's
and it just
correct.
gave
So did you still do the other girl makeup?
Because I did. I was late, but
Not you was late. That cancels out the anger.
I was late, but I did go. But I just was like, I had so much anxiety after that because, for one, I don't like bad business. So I don't even like doing bad business with people. So I'm overanalyzing it to see, like, am I wrong in this situation? You know, just to make sure. But it's just not a good feeling. And that's why I said at this point, I'm just going to have to let my manager do his job. And I be telling him all the time, I'm like, listen, I don't want you to feel like I'm trying to go around you to do stuff. But these people have been coming to me for like 10 years plus. They're not going to book an appointment for me through you. Yeah. They're going to look at me like I'm crazy if I say, oh, you got to hit my
almost an inconvenience. Yeah. It's like, excuse you.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what's a shame? People should respect that, though. If that's the new process, that's what they should be going based off of.
Keep in mind, when I get to them, I have to talk to them through their assistants, their managers, all these people. I have to contact. So I don't understand that. And see, this person who blocked me and was and whatever, she is moving out here. So she is like, she first of all, she owns a lot of clubs, and then she's an assistant to a very well-known basketball player that just got traded to a basketball team out here. And so she was gonna be like here a lot. She's getting an apartment here and everything. So that was gonna be like a consistent client for me. But at the same time, it's like I don't need to work with nobody that can switch like that.
Yeah, and literally you didn't do nothing wrong in the situation. Yeah, it's not. That's actually crazy. She's tripping. And honestly, if she hadn't acted like that this time, she was gonna do it again. She was gonna do it at some point. Like that's actually very strange. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Oh my God. I don't know. And look at me trying to go into the entrepreneurial world.
Listening to this story by Hallie, I'm like, I always just look at her as such a little precious little girl, but that's why I cut it off, because when she said like, I've been a loyal customer for 3 weeks, I was like, girl,
I couldn't believe she said that. How did you be a loyal customer for 3 weeks? That's honestly undermining this lady's profession, if we being honest. When she said weeks, I said, I know you owe me 2 minutes back from watching this goddamn video. And that lady is crying and scared. She worried about going to work tomorrow. And I don't blame her. And even if she's not scared, she better milk it. Yeah, she said that people sending her death threats saying that she should die and they're going to come to her business. People that's not even in the state, like leaving her terrible one. She said her phone was blowing up from Yelp, from 1-star reviews, from people saying angry stuff. I'm like, bro, it's
DDG posted that and told him to do that, and
he's
then
annoying. And Hallie's annoying too. For even first of all, anybody that would date somebody like DDG is annoying. I'm sorry. Good job, Little Mermaid, but this is another one of those situations where you see a celebrity's real character. That's lame. I don't like that. I have so much empathy for people, and I really care about people's. I have secondhand embarrassment when I watch prank videos. I can't even stand somebody. I hate watching them kind of videos. I turn them up. I don't like prank calls. I don't like skits. I don't like none of that stuff because I be feeling bad for the people that may or may not be in the loop of what's going on. I don't even like when Ray Monte do the I Like Your Bob videos. I scroll so fast. I don't be want to watch it.
Yeah, Ray Monte, I be dying. I'm sorry, because Your Bob is fire.
I'm not. I can't. I'm like, this poor lady don't even know what he's talking about.
Now, I did see one video. You know the videos where the guy be dressing up as like a tree and he'll pop up like a. He'll
I don't like them either.
He did that, and the girl had Down syndrome, and she was crying so bad, and I was just like, okay,
I don't like that. Oh my God.
And he was trying to like calm her down and stuff, but I'm just like, she probably don't even know what's going on. You just scared the crap out of that girl.
The internet is our own worst enemy, Lord. We're not supposed to have this kind of access like this. Do you think when the caveman existed, they was ready to post some of their stories?
Okay. You know what?
They didn't have deodorant. They didn't have soap. They was dying giving birth. You think they wanted to post on social media?
I know this sounds so basic, but I just encourage people to, for one, just be professional and be fucking for real. When you're doing stuff and when you're trying to get something done by people, just please be understanding about situations.
No, for
a lot
real.
of time, like even when it comes to like salons and stuff like that, I get it being on time and I get whatever, but things do happen. A lot of the times, I know for me, especially since I've been off social media, I've been really paying attention to being on time. Like, I try to get some of my clients at least 10 minutes before, just because I know they may have steps, or I have to set up somewhere crazy, or I have to wait. But the reason why I didn't even care about that at first is because a lot of my clients I get there, them folks ain't even took no shower yet. I need to take a shower real quick. A whole shower.
And see, that's why I couldn't do freelance work, because I would quit that day.
Girl, come on.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm sorry.
But like when people working in salons, sometimes they client before you have. They're late. They're behind.
So they make everybody late after that.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So it's just, I don't know. I don't like that. I just feel like if you're gonna do that, at least have some good reasoning. Now, I even saw a video of a girl yesterday where she does braids, and I guess the girl who was sitting in the chair was a little behind. And mind you, she was getting cornrows. The girl probably had only like 3 more braids to do. She ain't had that much hair left out. The girl who had an appointment after her walked up on her. Mind you, the girl is on live, like recording her braiding the girl hair, and she's like, my appointment was at so-and-so. Like, I'm not understanding. She was like, well, what do you want me to do? She was like, is running behind, obviously. She's like,
I
well, you need to
seen
give me.
that video. I think that was fake, but I did see it. I know what you're talking about.
And she was like going off on her, telling her that she finna have to get up out the chair or she
Imagine
gonna.
thinking somebody still finna do your hair and you talking to them like that. That's actually crazy. Yeah,
I don't tolerate it.
Now I've been in those positions where I come in and there's somebody in the seat that I should be in, and I be waiting. But thank God I don't deal with that no more, Lord. Lord, I thank God for my hairstylist. Lord, don't ever let them get carpal tunnel.
Me too. And you know what? I never really had bad experiences with my old barbers. The only thing is, of course, when I moved here, y'all know I had a barber fiasco for about 6 months. But
oh yeah, you was going through it.
Yeah, I was going through it. But now, like, I don't play about my barber. First of all, he always on time. He charges a very
fair,
decent price. Like, honestly, I think it's too cheap. I'm not gonna tell him to go up because I enjoy paying this rate, but I think it's worth more? Yes. Because of the service that I've gotten out here, and it hasn't even been half as good as that. And they're getting paid double the amount that he gets paid, and I don't like that. But I don't play around like that. I did find me a little nail shop. I haven't been in a minute though. I've been falling off with my self care.
That's the one Hallie went to, child. It might have a flash mob tomorrow.
And another thing that was funny about what happened with Hallie is that she's like, I don't think that she was trying to use her celebrity as
I think it's impossible to not. Like, you almost want to favor a little bit.
She was kind of giving that, but you don't live in Arizona. You live in Los Angeles. We go to the grocery store and be grocery shopping with people like Julia Roberts and like A-list celebrities. They just be in the store randomly. So they go to these same businesses that you go to, and they probably don't get no special treatment at all. So you definitely not finna get it.
If I was that lady, I would have been like, listen, for the sake of you and that baby, I would pipe. I'm like, I can show y'all surveillance.
And what's so crazy is that's another clue to the story too, because she was saying that she found a place that does Russian manicures and pedicures. Now, I don't know if y'all are familiar. It's becoming really popular out here, but
which is
Russian
so crazy.
manicures
like
and
that.
pedicures, they don't use water. Meaning that they probably ain't using no acrylic or no toxic stuff, and she's not pregnant, quote unquote. So she's not.
The girls in the hood still getting their full sets pregnant, but I feel you though. She want to get her nails done, but she's trying to avoid chemicals.
Yeah,
she's trying to have some good maternity pictures. Yeah, I'm not feeling
like a rich girl thing. Now, like all the like rich girls out here, they be giving Russian pedicures and manicures, but I just don't know how I feel about
my nails.
I want to try it.
Go ahead.
On my feet though, because if it's giving anything like Candle Road, maybe I've been getting a Russian pedicure.
Oh, is you going there when you come back? We need to go together.
I'm going twice.
When you when do you get here? Where you staying at?
I'm coming on the 19th. That's Zay's birthday, so I'm gonna stay at his house, and it's gonna be between there and my sister's house.
Okay, the 19th. Okay, listen. If you go there without me, I'm gonna call the police on that location.
Live by there.
I'm gonna say they in there doing nails without a permit. So you better not.
And the police gonna come in there and get a pedicure too, because they know what's up already.
And let's get some more grills. I'm just playing. I feel like that place price probably don't went up because my video don't went. It's so many people who don't stitch my video and have gotten grills from the same place.
Them prices been like that for years. I ain't going nowhere.
That don't mean nothing. But you're right. No, for real. If you go to the nail salon without me, don't talk to me ever again.
I'm not. But I'm going twice. I'm definitely going when I first get there, and I'm gonna go right before I leave because I'm not gonna be able to get there out here.
I'm going both times.
Okay, cool. We finna just be skinless on our feet. Russian pedicure.
I need it, especially I've been going to a podiatrist.
Don't get your nails done there. Now that
I'm not getting nothing done. Oh, I don't get my nails done. I'm queen press on.
Yeah, I got my a regular manicure from there one time, and it looked like a piranha ate my fingers up.
Okay, so. All right. So what you got going on for Thanksgiving?
You know what's so crazy? This is the first year I don't feel pressure to cook. In Atlanta, even though I used to go to my family house, I used to still cook all the time. I used to have stuff in my house before. Even last year, I feel like I cooked still. This year, I just reached out to some people. I'm getting better at that, just like reaching out to people that I know that are having things and just asking to come. Because I think that I just got so used to people just asking me like, "Oh, do you want to come?" Blah blah blah.
Entitled.
So exactly. So I just reached out to like 2 or 3 of my friends, and they're doing something. What? How you get up there? Sorry, somebody's on the roof across from my building, and I don't even think he's supposed to be up there. And he got his
Oh,
dog
you
up
better
there. They
start
about to shit
recording
on the
now.
roof.
Not a dog.
Okay. It's
Okay.
2 dogs. They big. They finna
Oh,
shit
I
on the
want
roof.
to update y'all. I finally got a check from Hazel's Insurance. Fine, a whole month
Period.
later. Matter of fact, it wasn't even 30 days. It was 29 days. They're trying to be petty. But out of the $5,000, they reimbursed me for everything except $1,400, which is a lot better than, $1,400
Way
is a lot of
better.
money. But it's like I was telling my friend, it helped me sleep at night. So anyway,
But
just
yeah,
want to
no,
tell y'all
I'm
that.
doing that. And then this weekend, one of my friends is having, it's not going to be Friendsgiving, obviously, because it's going to be after, but she's having like a game night. Sexy Red is
My
going to be
cousin
at the,
having Friendsgiving after Thanksgiving.
period. Sexy Red going to be at the club on Saturday, and we're going to be having ghetto stuff out here, so I'm
Okay.
going to go to that.
Okay. That's good. Are you cooking anything? Like when you go to your friend's house?
And
I
then
hope you're not showing up
Sunday,
empty-handed.
I'm not going to show up empty-handed. I'm just going to buy a cake and a bottle.
There you go.
And then
Yes.
Sunday, one of my friends asked me to throw a bonfire. So I'm going to invite everybody and just do a little bonfire on Sunday.
Throw a bonfire. Okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know if you know, but I'll be doing bonfires out here. Like I literally have all the stuff. All I have to do is
Ain't
buy
that
wood.
illegal?
No. I mean, well, I've only got kicked off the beach one time, and I've done it like 8. So,
Okay.
oh,
Okay, so
I don't know.
you got a good record. Okay. Well, just
Yeah, like the part
everybody
of the
have your
beach that
stuff close by so you can run.
the part of the beach that I go to is very private. It's like it's a private beach. I ain't gonna say the name. I don't want to steal my spot, but usually they go to Dotweiler Beach because they have the bonfires already set up. So it's not technically illegal. You just have to have the right setup. Me, it's given. I had to use my old school Boy Scout tools, and I just make me a little circle out of some rocks and put some wood in there, and we just set it up. We bring a little radio. That's why I like the little private beach, because we can be loud. Like I bring a radio out there, everything.
I'm supposed to be
So
going to
Sunday,
Bali in February. Maybe I'll have a layover in LA or something like that.
come on. I'm sorry, y'all. I keep pausing because the guy with the dogs on the roof that he not supposed to be on is getting weird by the second. I thought that he was about to take his clothes off, but he was just digging in his pants so bad and pulled them down a little. I don't know. Something weird is happening, but this is what I get for living downtown. This is what I get. And then I live across from buildings, and my building is like higher than a lot of these apartments over here, so I can see everything. I can look down and see everything. It was a whole car accident downstairs earlier. Somebody went down the one-way street and crashed in so many cars. It was so
Oh
loud.
my God.
But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think I'm hanging with I'm hanging with my cousins tomorrow. I did have a Friendsgiving, which was a really good time. I had a
It looks
really
fun. I wish I
good
was there.
time.
I was mad.
That was my first time having a function at my house. Besides, my cousins have come over. We had a game night for my cousin going away, but that was my first time having like a friend event. And I always wanted to host an event, and we had a good time. I can't lie. We was kicking it for about 5-6 hours. Y'all know I like to go to bed. But we had a good time. We played games. We was talking junk. All my friends met each other for the first time. Everybody from so many different edges of the earth. It's so funny. Hood
Don't you
rats,
love that?
professionals. I love it. Everybody followed it. Well, I don't know about everybody, but I seen some of them following each other. But it was a good time. I can't lie. So shout out to all my group chats, because that's who all the invitation was. There was a lot of people upset I didn't invite them, but it was not intentional. I literally said close friends, and some of them not even my close friends. They're just my closer friends than some of the others. And that's not no shade, but
Yeah.
I definitely plan on having more of those.
And that's another thing that's weird for me here, because I haven't been here that long, so I can't say like, oh, I have close friends that are here. Like I do know some people that I knew from back home, and even though we weren't that cool in Atlanta, we have being from Atlanta in common. So we out here we've made a friendship. So it's a lot of people that I've did that with. But I don't know. I'm realizing that I need to just fully accept the fact that I don't live in Atlanta no more. My friends there are just
You
they
gotta
just
create a
in
new
Atlanta,
life.
and I gotta create a whole new life here with new friends and new stuff, and that's so
That's gonna
weird.
be me
But
soon. Hey, you
it
gotta do what you
sounds
gotta do.
now. I think the perspective I'm looking at it from now, I like it. But at first, I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh my god, this is
It's
gonna
an
be so weird.
adjustment. Think about it. You got people that's coming out there to visit you. You don't really have to change a lot, but when it all settles down, it's like, all right.
I think for me, I just don't want to be one of those people that's like, because I know for me, like I know a lot of people that have moved to places like New York and LA from Atlanta, and they became different people. Not saying that that's a bad thing, but you know how people be like, oh, they so Hollywood now, or they this, blah, blah, blah. And granted, I do feel like I take a lot of inspiration. She even though he ain't supposed to be up there, she hanging out the window. Um, um, I do feel like I've adapted to a lot of LA culture, especially when it comes to like me going to coffee shops and drinking iced coffees all the time, me drinking matcha,
That's a
me
LA
not.
thing.
It's very LA. Like out here, you will see people with iced coffee and a matcha in their hand or a boba tea.
Oh, matcha tastes like the earth.
See, I get my espresso matcha, so I get that. Yeah, it's a lot. See what I'm saying? Very LA. Um, but even when it comes to like water and just certain the way that I eat and the stuff that I do, it's been like adjusting to California lifestyle that I know for sure when I come home for the holidays and I'm like realizing that it's not the same as out here. It's gonna be funny. My little routines I'm like, damn, I know they don't got that in Atlanta.
Dang, they ain't got no JJs out there either. Before we wrap up, I just wanted to encourage everyone to go on Netflix when they get a chance and watch Squid Game, the challenge. A friend of mine, Ashley Tolbert, is a
Come
contestant
on,
on there.
XO.
Now, I don't know how far she gets on the show. It don't matter. The fact that she even got on there. I think that's really fire. I think that challenge games like that is not for the weak. But anyhow, I started
Hell
watching
no.
it this evening, so I haven't gotten that far yet. But she's contestant number 278, and we're just gonna see how far she get. But yeah, I hope my girl won. I guess if she did, she ain't gonna tell nobody yet. So we're gonna we gonna find out. But I don't know.
Of course. She ain't gonna tell
But yeah,
nobody, but
y'all
that's 4
follow her on
million,
Instagram at
4.3
a
million.
right. Follow her on Instagram at _Tolb, _TOLB, because her name is Ashley Tolbert. But
Mm.
she is a very unique person. I've always thought that about her. I really admire her uniqueness. I'll say, like, she's just always doing something real random and cool. Like I remember when she was in high school, she moved to China. And then, or I think that might have been after high school or something like that. Then she was like bodybuilding. She just does. I think it's just really unique stuff. You know what I'm saying? And she is very much blacker than black. You know what I'm saying? So I
For
think that's
sure.
really unique. But anyhow, shout out to Ashley and y'all check out Squid Games, the challenge, and hopefully my girl win. And then I can be like, I know a somebody that survived Squid Games because the way they eliminate folks in this show, you think they getting shot for real? It's crazy. I'm like, whoa, now
I
these is
need to
old
get into
folks.
it.
Yes, please do. Anyway, y'all, let's wrap this thing up. I gotta make this pie and I gotta edit this episode so it can be out by tomorrow so I can mop my floor in the morning. Girl math.
Okay, well, I guess that's it then.
Do not come down here without me coming to that nail salon with you. Okay, thank you.
I got you. I'm not gonna do that.
Thanks. All right. Anyways, all right. Have a good evening. Bye.
See ya.
What do